Final game of this 5-game homestand, and the Lakers appear to be a lot more rested and healthier than they were on Thursday. Luka appears ready to go, and so does Rui. He's missed a dozen games with a knee injury. He's expected to play for the first time since late February, and Austin Reeves hopes to continue on his torrid pace, averaging 29 and 7 over his previous 5. Lakers' 9-game home winning streak came to an end the other night. Time to start a new one. They'll take on the Bulls for the first time this season. Tip-off's coming up at 7:30 right here. Let's back this. Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Chris McGee, James Worthy, and Derek Fisher. Mike Bresnahan and Mike Trudell are down at the arena. You'll see Allie at halftime. How's it going, Fish? Good to have you back.
It's good, man. Good to be back. Good to see you guys, man.
A lot has happened in Lakerland since
I would say so.
Yes, since we last saw you, and we will get into that during the show. But first things first, we have to look at the Lakers injury report, because the last time we showed you this, the Lakers were very short-handed. Their top 6 of 7 rotational players were out going into that Bucks game. But it looks like help is on the way. Dorian Finney-Smith, Jared Vanderbilt, Luka Doncic, Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves. Gabe was the only guy who did play. All available. LeBron James is a true game-time decision. Let's start with Rui, guys. He's returning after missing the last 12 games. We just got news that LeBron is in. Just got news that LeBron is in. So everyone is available. I was going to start with Rui. Let's just do that, and then we'll go to LeBron. He's missed the last 12 games. Lakers are 7-5 without him. But listen, 13 games left. James, just great news to get him back on the floor.
Absolutely. Rui has proven to be, a force on the court. An important part of what they do on both ends of the court, especially on the defensive end, when he can bring that physicality, guard bigger players, rebound, and things of that nature. But he's a floor stretcher. As you can see, his 3, he can put it on the floor. He'll dunk on you. And so, yeah, as they go down the stretch, it's good to have him back in the lineup. No question.
D-Fish, what are the expectations after a 3-week layoff in terms of just what you're expecting as a coach looking at Rui coming back into this lineup?
Yeah, that's a good question, Geets. It depends on how much practice he's experienced, I would say. Practice time is hard to come by for teams in the NBA now,
especially with the schedule.
Just due to the schedule. So he probably hasn't gotten the opportunity like full team scrimmage, et cetera. But that's where the bigger coaching staffs, it helps to kind of simulate some situations. I think for Rui, I would suspect shorter minutes and shorter rotation. Maybe plays 3 to 4 minutes at a time. Maybe plays 16 to 18 minutes. But his ability to move without the basketball, not be a guy that offense has to run through, that gives a guy coming back after 3 weeks out a better chance to find his way. Compared to LeBron returning to the lineup, sometimes that timing and rhythm for a high-usage player, that takes a little more time to find his way back into the game.
Yeah, and we just got word that LeBron is in, and James, his timetable right on the money. It's been exactly 2 weeks and a day, and when that happened in Boston, early reports, there was a little bit of a let's hold your breath. Who knows? He's going to have an MRI, or he's going to get looked at when he gets back, and it could be April, but then word came out that it would be 2 weeks, and then after a week, it became, okay, he's on that timeline. We watched him warming up. We watched him working out. He was back on the court this week, so that's great news as well.
Yeah, absolutely. 22 years in the league, Gator, 40 years old, and the way he has performed at this age, really for the last 3 or 4 years, being able to put up those type of numbers and be almost unstoppable. But, hey, when you have this many miles on your body and you've been around this long, at some point, grandfather time is like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? I'm going to be here, until you retire. So these little nagging injuries, they're there, and you just hope that they don't turn into something, major. So he took his time. He knows his body, coming back in an important time, going into the last stretch of the season. So that's good.
Fish, to piggyback what James just said, an important time of the season. We have been obsessing over the standings, so we're going to get you involved in that. Take a look at these with just 13 games remaining for the Lakers. They are in that 3 spot. The Rockets, who are on a 9-game winning streak, are a couple of games ahead of the Lakers overall, just one in the loss column. Nuggets lost last night to Portland, so they're a game back. The Grizzlies lost as well, so they're a couple of back of the Lakers. And the Warriors are kind of hanging on to that spot. They were red hot with Jimmy Buckets, 41-30. And now it's the Clippers' turn to get hot. They've won 5 in a row. They're in that 7th spot, and T-Wolves only 1 game behind them. So, Fish, you get everyone back, especially LeBron James. You're looking at battling for home court. How important is it in the playoffs, having a home court in that first round?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great time for the Lakers to get healthy. In particular with the trade and the change with Luka Doncic's addition, this group really hasn't played a ton of basketball together, fully healthy and available, providing the opportunity to see which lineups are going to be most effective, to be able to play big lineups, small lineups, offensive and defensive need situations, late game situations. So this is great timing with 13 to go to get those guys back. From a standings perspective, I feel like home court used to mean more than it does now. I believe the scrutiny and the platform that these players are on now, how much they carry going into each game, I don't necessarily believe there's as much advantage to being home. Do you want to be home or prefer? Yes.
Yes.
But it is not a guarantee of winning games the way it almost used to seem. I think before you knew, we played this team 4 times. All of your starters played. We really have a good barometer for who they are, who we are. We can beat these guys at home. Now, most of the time, nobody's players have played in games, so it's hard to tell if you even match up well against a team, whether home or on the road.
Yeah, great point. All right, Lakers and Bulls tip things off at 7:30 here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Let's get you live to Crypto.com Arena. Lakers reporter Mike Trudell is first on the floor. What's up, Mike?
Well, Geeter, just the buzz picking up a little bit in the building here as people learning that LeBron James will indeed return after missing a couple of weeks, and we already knew that Rui Hachimura was going to return after he hadn't played since late February. So everything's starting to come together at a good time to make a final push up the standings or to see if they can do that in advance of the postseason. And that starts tonight, of course, against the Chicago Bulls, the last team that the Lakers have yet to see this season. Now, when we talked to J.J. Redick, we didn't yet have the news about LeBron. J.J. may have had an indication of how that was going to go. But we did start with Rui Hachimura, and then he talks about just how much he's missed Rui and hints at LeBron's absence as well and just what that could mean for the Lakers down the stretch here. So here's the head coach.
We've missed him on both sides of the ball. I think it's you can't just pinpoint one thing. He's
Hello, xin chào tất cả mọi người. Hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn mọi người làm một chú cáo nha. Mọi người cùng bắt tay và làm với mình nha.